What is going on, my people, and my plant people? So, how are y'all doing today? How have y'all week been? How is your weekend going? Okay, that's a bit. So my weekend has been good so far. I'm just out here just trying to live my best life. Sometimes life be lifing. I tell you what, life be lifing. But that don't mean you quit, because I know I ain't gonna quit. You don't quit, I don't quit, we ain't quitting. You know what I'm talking about? I don't care how hard life get. Your boy gonna figure it out. Take a nap or do something, you know what I'm talking about? So, yeah. So I got a really good video today. If you do not know me, I am Jamon from Jumanji's Plants. I love talking about plants and therapy, and I just like to do it all, tell you the truth. If ever you want to join the community, definitely subscribe. You can like for sure. I mean, that definitely shows some love. You know what I'm saying? If you like it, love it, you know what I'm saying, give it a thumbs up. And then comment down below if you got any questions, or you love it, or you just want to talk to me. I'll talk back with you. I'm going to talk back with you. You know what I'm talking about? So I appreciate you guys for coming through. Let's go ahead and get into it like it ain't nothing to it. We're just going to keep this thing rolling. So in this week, I was thinking, dang, what haven't I talked about in a little minute? And one thing that I haven't talked about in a minute are my trailing plants. So I think it's been a couple months since I've been talking about my trailing plants. I know I've shown some in the last couple weeks, I believe so, but I haven't really dedicated a video to showing all my trailing plants. And I've cut some back, and I got some growing in different mediums, so y'all get a chance to see that. If y'all got any questions, definitely drop it down below, because I mean, that's what we're here for. You know what I mean? I got a few of them. I got maybe like 7, 8 of them or something like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get into it. They are not in particular order. I'm just grabbing them, I'm showing them, I'm gonna talk about them, the medium, how I'm keeping them wet, all that, okay? If you don't know me, this is your first time, I love me some trailing plants. Obviously, you see I have some trailing back here, over here. I got a lot of trailing over there. So I want to get to a good point where I'm like kind of double stacking these things, because they are growing so big. I just like trailing plants for the point that something can start so small and get bigger because of how mature it feels and stuff like that. So I know some of my plants, especially because I'm looking at like my Hawaiian pothos, that it is in like a leca container, and then it grew, and then it started to grow along the wall. That's what I'm trying to get a lot of my stuff to do, especially like this right here. This is a Cebu blue. No, this is a Siltopacana right here, and then this one is a Cebu blue. So I'm trying to get both of those to climb along the wall. Over here, if you see like this little long leaf right here, that's an Billietiae, so I'm trying to get that one to climb just as well. So I'm trying my best. This is a wood panel right here. This is pretty much kind of like an outside or whatnot. This is like a plant room, so it's really good atmosphere, really, you know. So I got all my plants out here for the most part. I got plants in kind of like every room, but for the most part, all my bigger plants are really in here. So that's where I like to keep things and whatnot. But I got my trailing plants for the most part in here. I'm a trailing. And when I say trailing, I mean like they're climbing. So I have them on different poles, from clear poles to wire mesh poles. I got some poles from PLANTLIFELEX. She has some really good poles. I think I have some thickly poles. I got some kind of conjointed poles. I got all different kind of poles, okay? Some of them have moss in them. Some of them have like wood chips in them or whatnot. So it really just depends on what plant that you're putting on what to make it all grow. I think moss is kind of one of the bigger deals. I'm starting to see a lot of cocoa husk poles, because cocoa husk definitely resembles a tree. So that makes it very, really good, especially if you can, well, as far as the moss, if you can put the moss into kind of like a container, right? And I'm gonna show you some of my containers. It'll keep the moss hydrate it, take away from the soil, so the moss will be very wet. So I'm just gonna roll with it. I'm gonna just pick these up because I already have them kind of planted out right here. So I'm gonna just go ahead and pick them up and just move them this way right here. That's just kind of how that's gonna go. The first one that I got right here is my Spagmoss. I believe this is also mixed with a Billy, but I'm gonna just say that this is the Spagmoss. I've had this one for quite some time, and it was not doing very well for a really long time. If you can see down here, it was chopped at one point, and then it started to grow secondary out of here, and then from there, then it started growing really well. And as you kind of see, it's a very healthy type. I have it in a closed container with leca down at the bottom, and then this is just Sphagnum moss. If you can see on that back side, I'll lean it right there, all those roots that are growing from the actual plant here itself, that lets me know that it's in really good condition. I probably could take this like plant tape off, but I guess I'll just keep it on there, honestly, because I mean, I guess why the heck not, right? I do see a root that I would like to grow into it first, and then I'll probably take it off. If you see this one right here, there's a root right there. It's actually trailing back, and then it started to turn into like the fuzzy little grabber roots. So there are difference in roots, because this right here, try to move all that out the way. This right here, as you kind of see, is like a green type of root, and when it goes back, it kind of transfers right here, and then it goes up here. So that just lets me know that this is really looking good. Not only is it moss in here, but if you also can see, I put a couple like wood chips in there. So I would imagine that when I did this, I probably went ahead and used some moss and then some wood chips and just kind of mixed them up and then put it into this pole. I think that this is a really good pole right now for sure. And when you use these poles, you want to get it down to the bottom, kind of unlike how I did it. You can see like it kind of cuts off right here, because these poles, though they are, you know, a nice thick pole, they can start to lean forward if the plant is too heavy. But if you have this down nice and neat and you have it nice and tucked in, I feel like it won't start to lean. That's just my theory on it. I know I got some plants that are growing upward, and I probably can show you, I'll show you my Billy, because my Billy is getting really, really big. I wasn't going to show it, but I'm going to show it now just to kind of show you what I'm talking about. But this right here is a beauty. I gotta turn it back. I like how it is very close, and you can see like it looks bushy, right? As opposed to my Spagmoss. Down here is bushy, but up here it gets to get like really lengthy. So it's probably like maybe like a half a foot between each one. This one right here is like maybe an inch, pretty much less than an inch, probably half an inch to the next one. Because I can see that this one right here just grew, and then there's a new leaf behind this sheath. I'm not going to take the sheath off because it's still probably giving it some type of nutrients and keeping it slick and stuff like that. But I would imagine that the next one is going to grow out this way. So they keep going left and then right and then left and then right. So that's pretty cool to me. But I absolutely love this Spagmoss. I have this one between my two kickers on that side. So there's direct light over there. This is in leca, so I just pretty much keep watering here, and then I'll fill it to maybe about right there, and then it'll take up the moss, or the water will take up the moss. The water will take, the water, or the moss will take water from this reserve right here. So sometimes I have to kind of double back maybe a day or two and put more water in here. But it's really good because the roots are very healthy. If you can, see those like nice green roots in the back, or those nice white and green roots. This is a very healthy plant. I would imagine that. As you kind of see, I got smaller leaves here, or subtle smaller leaves, and then this is its newest leaf. and it's a little bit bigger. And I just love like that Anubis mask kind of look to it, and you can still kind of see through it. That's very pretty. So I'm actually loving this plant right now. But I got more plants to show you, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you that. I'm gonna show you my Billy real quick, so give me just a second. So this here is my Billietiae, my Philodendron Billietiae, and as you see, like I said, this pole right here isn't all the way stuck in here. Oh, got water in there, right? So I'm trying to show you that it's not all the way in there, okay? So because it's not all the way in there, I'm gonna have to repot this, but there are a freak ton of roots in there, if you can see that right there. Like this plant is really just busting out of here, and you can even see it from the top. Yeah, right. So it's growing so much that it grew out the top, and when it grew from the top, I just curled it back in. So now the roots are going way back in. So when I do this, I'm probably just gonna have to, and I like this one. I believe I got this from Lex. So when I got this one, all you do is just unhinge the back side of it, and I'll just kind of take the roots out of it. The way that I will put it back up, I'm sure I'll just get one of those clear poles that I just showed you, and I'll just have to make that pole like really heavy, probably by putting in some like some woody mix or something like that. That's what this one is right here. If you can kind of see this little mix, it's a woody mix. So I'm gonna do the same thing with that one. And I love poles also, because when plants are growing, everything will grow forward instead of stuff growing backwards. And of course, that's always good. You can see the leaves are getting a lot bigger, right? This right here, as compared to, this look like the lower leaf. So this is about that big, okay? So I'm absolutely loving my Billietiae. I have this one actually in my front room, my living room or whatnot, on pretty much a coffee table by itself, because it's so big that it takes up a lot of good room. So I don't really need too much to entertain this. This is in, look like a woody mix with a little leck in there too. So there, yeah, those roots are popping out of here. Look like this might be too much water in here, so I might need to pour a little bit of this out. But I will say that the roots are still moist from that water that's down below, so that's a good thing. That keeps this plant very healthy, and I don't have anything dying on here or browning. As you see, I'm gonna pull it back because I know that this is like really big, but this is a big one. I tell you what, this Billy, and I believe that this is my first Billy, and it's growing very, very well. So I will be soon, very soon, repotting this, and yeah, that's gonna be a thing. So this is my Billy. Let's keep on moving. So on here, I want to show different variations of plants and stuff like that. This right here, I believe, is a thickly pole. It is pretty much constructed of moss. This is a chunky mix in a 10 centimeter pot. And I absolutely love this plant or whatnot. It grows kind of slow for me, even though it's a pothos, but I'm okay with that because where I have it at is in my IKEA greenhouse. And you guys probably seen this before, but it grows slow. I'm okay with that, just because I don't really have the room right now to put it anywhere else. I would imagine that once it gets to up here, I'm gonna have to put another thickly pole on here, put a bamboo trellis in the back of it, and allow it to grow that way or whatnot, or put the pole in there and then kind of just wrap that one up there. And the reason that I put the pole in there, because once I put this one on here, it's not going to be as strong as this one, because this one is in the mix. So I can literally hold the pole like this right here. Now when I put the second one on there, it has to attach here some way. Now there's probably a couple different ways that I probably can attach it and it just be okay. Like I probably can like staple it or something like that, but I don't want to do all that. What I'm gonna do is get another one of these, put it in there, get a bamboo pole, put it down in the soil and just attach it with plant tape and then just allow it to keep growing up. I've seen these grow really big, and I'm pretty excited about that. I think that these are some very gorgeous leaves. As you see, like the variegation is very steadily. As you see down here, I got more green leaves. Towards the top, I got a lot more white leaves. So I'm pretty excited about that. As you see that this is like full white. That one is kind of full white. This one is half and half. This one is a good mix. So it's growing very well. I'm very excited about it. Queen, Snow Queen or whatnot. Like I said, I've showed it before. This is in one of my chunky mixes. Roots are growing very well. Trying to see if I think that might be Leca. Yeah, I don't think that they are growing big leaves just right now. But, I mean, not big leaves, but big roots, area roots. So, we're gonna keep on moving. Keep on moving. Okay. So I've shown this one before some weeks ago. This is my Monstera Mint variegated. And I just wanted to show kind of an update because it's only been about 2-3 weeks. And if you notice right there, there is a root growing straight in there. And if you can see up here, there is another root going fuzzy, going straight in there. And like I said, these area roots here, like that right there, how that one is kind of like woody-like, this one went straight fuzzy. Kind of looks like a caterpillar almost. Those grab indefinitely, you know what I mean? Like those grab very strong. That's what I like to see growing on the side. And they grow and they'll grow deep into like this wood-like form. And that will give me bigger and bigger leaves. So just like I put this wood pole in here, if you did not see this before, this is actually two different poles. This right here is plastic and this one right here is metal. So I put this one over top of this one right here. I got this pole and then some zip ties. As I was saying, you could put that pole on there and then hold this from the top. And it's not going to separate because I have that pole and this pole connected, okay? And it's really because of this this bamboo pole. So if you were looking to extend, I say definitely keep your pole in there. Just shove this in the backside, get this one right here, get you some zip ties, and you're gonna be a-okay. My Monstera and Sunny Eye Mint, and it's looking absolutely beautiful. So down here, it's very bushy, and then up here, because I took so long really to get another pole on there, it just started independently growing. So I believe like after this leaf right here, then it just started searching and it just started growing. So I would imagine that in a little bit of time, I'm probably gonna cut it back to where it's not bushy and then just regrow it. I'll probably maybe just water prop it, put it on the side, and then just let it grow all together because I don't really need to put it anywhere else, to be honest with you. And yeah, I'm probably just gonna kind of keep it like that. I actually like how it is right now, all bushy and stuff like that. Like that looks really amazing. Then that variegation, and then these holes, and then some of the plants actually have like secondary holes and stuff like that. So I'm starting to love, I'm already loving it and whatnot. I keep it in my IKEA greenhouse in my bedroom, and absolutely amazing. I freaking love this plant. Okay, let me keep on going. So here I have my Brazil, and I did not do what I normally would do. So what I normally would do would be to put this pole at the top of this pole. Why did I not do it? Don't let me lie to you. Don't let me lie to you, because this looked real crazy. But you know what? It's growing. It's absolutely growing. You know why I think I did this? It's because I know that I'm going to separate this one and that one. So once this top starts to grow into here, that will allow me to go ahead and chop this back and then just put this in its own mix, and I'll have 2 of these or whatnot. I think I can garnish 2 of these or whatnot. So this is gonna be really great. It's looking really amazing. I love these leaves, that green variegation as opposed, or it's like green, yellow. Some of these look tricolor, like this right here. As I'm looking at it, it has a little white, it has a little light green and dark green, and then kind of like a mid-tone green too. So I guess it just really depends on how it's looking, because like this right here, this just got a stripe on it. So there ain't nothing like too big about this one. But like this leaf, gorgeous. This leaf, it got its own little characteristic of it. This one right here is good. And then I got a new leaf coming from the top right there. So I'm pretty excited about that. I feel like once this starts to grow some area roots itself, I'm going to, like I said, chop it right there. I'm gonna use all that right there pretty much to put in the pot. So I will use this so that roots can start to grow there. And when I cut it, I'll then just, like I said, put in another pot, keep it going, and then another plant or another leaf will start to grow out of there. So it's gonna be real good. Very easy, very easy. So I think that's why I got it crazy like that. It does look crazy, right? At the ghetto fire, you know what I'm talking about? Let's keep on moving on. So I got another Philodendron, small guy. This is a heterocraspodon Rio. Yeah, Rio. So this Rio, very, very gorgeous. I love the stripes. Very sexy, very sexy. And like I said, I'm probably gonna do the same thing. I'm get another pole, stick it right at the top, get a bamboo pole, put it down at the bottom, and just gonna grow it like that. I just really want to show some different versatility that is within my plant room and stuff like that. This one right here, I keep along with my my IKEA greenhouse. So I have these pretty much in the same, so Brazil, Rio. Okay, I don't know, in my mind I was like, what the heck? Brazil and then Rio. Brazil, Rio. Okay. How do I know that this is Rio? Because I wrote Rio right there. Did I write Brazil over here? What did I say this was? Hopefully I call that a Brazil. But yeah, so this is a very gorgeous plant, very beautiful plant. I absolutely love it. Like I said, I keep it with my other like variegated plants and stuff like that, so it makes me very happy. I can see that this plant is really happy because I can see the little white fuzzies in the back. Trying to see if I can show you. There's a little fuzzy right here. There is one growing right there, if you can see it. Yeah, that's a pretty good photo right there. And then there's another one on this side right here. Nice little fuzzy right there. So I'm very, very excited about these. Like I said, these are all in chunking mix. They are really, really good. I would definitely invest in these if you get a chance to. Very gorgeous plant. Very, very gorgeous plant. So absolutely excited. I have just 2 more to go. This here is a Monstera obliqua, and this one is doing a lot better than it was before. So I think I didn't have it on a trellis, and I think I was just letting it grow, or I think I had it on just kind of like a moss. How can I describe it? So it was kind of like a chopstick, well, more like a skewer that had moss around it with like fishing line. That's what it was. So when I actually got it onto this pole right here, which I got from Lex, As you kind of see, I can probably take this tape off now that root is in there. Actually, let me take it off and let me see if it will stay. It should stay because the root is in there. Yeah, so we good. So if you see right here, yeah, that's a really good, let me move my face out of that. So right here, root came out and then it started to get that white fuzzy. Remember I told y'all that white fuzzy is a good sign. That white fuzzy started to get attached to the soil or the bark and the perlite and the horticultural, and it started soaking up water for itself. And now I see that I got another leaf coming pretty soon. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, so I got another leaf coming soon. And as you see, there's a little nip right there that I really want to get, like I want to push it over, but I don't know if it's gonna allow me to without me ripping the pole up. But yeah, when I start to see it grow, then I'll try to move it over. But right now, this is my obliqua. I think I got this from Ecogenera. But it's growing really big, or it's growing really nicely right here. You can see that this is the newest leaf and it's looking very healthy. So I'm imagining that I'm gonna start to get a lot more healthier leaves like this right here. So I'm pretty excited about that. I just love this plant just because it's just how it looks. It looks so gorgeous with like all those holes in there and stuff like that. And it's just very unique. And I've had some trouble with this obliqua, but I find that it likes humidity. I have tried to grow it out here and I actually was doing pretty good out here, but then I was like, I want the roots to start to grow into this pole. So I then put it into my IKEA greenhouse. So it's been growing very, very well. So I would recommend, you know, making sure that you're spraying that right there so that the roots can feel the moisture from the medium that you're trying to get it to grow in. So that's one of my biggest recommendations for this one right here. But this is growing very well. I'm very excited. I'll keep you guys updated. I'll probably get rid of this leaf, I'm not sure. But right now, I mean, it's not bothering it. I don't see any like millies or spider mites or anything like that on here. So looking good. I'm loving it. And yeah, so I gotta kind of sit it back. So this is my Syngonium Albo. And there was a time where you could not get me to get an Albo. I think I bought like a green Albo. I got some, not Albo, I'm sorry, some Syngoniums. I got some from Florida and they just didn't do well. So I was thinking, I'm definitely not gonna buy any, but I don't know, one day, and I know Lex really was trying to put me up on game, like, dog, get you a Syngonium, like you will love it. They grow very easily. They take up pretty good room, stuff like that. So I listened to her one day. I saw this Syngonium and it wasn't like this. I think it had maybe 5 less leaves or something like that. I think it was like $15 if I'm not mistaken. And so far so good. This pole right here is a fencing pole. I pretty much just have zip ties on the back of it. This is a woody chunky mix, and as you see, it is leaking on my floors right now, but the roots are growing. I'm not gonna move this out of here. I don't think that it needs that, but I will say this Syngonium is doing very well. It's down here, and this pole is all the way up here. So let me move it back. So this is where it's growing, and then it's up here. So it still hasn't even grown all the way up here, so I'm not gonna take it off. And it's growing very close to each other, so I would imagine that I probably won't have to re-pole this or add another pole on here for quite some time. And I think even if it grew maybe about right here, that's probably like a little bit before or a little after half, I'll put it just back in the pole and then just let it grow that way. So I don't really see me moving this out of here. I love how it's looking, but yeah. So I would love to know what you guys got pulled up, what's looking really good. If y'all suggest anything for me or maybe the community. If you like the video, definitely like it. If you want to come back, subscribe so that you can see your boy again and again and again and again. You know what I'm talking about? So that you can hear my sexy voice. No, I'm just kidding. But I appreciate you guys for coming through, checking out my my pole plants, my moss pole plants, or not all of them moss pole, but you know they call it a moss pole. But I appreciate you guys coming through, and as always, love, peace, and plants.